Sweeping away its image as an obscure and ancient pastime, curling now lays claim to being one of the fastest growing international winter sports, with fans in some unusual places.
We've seen growth in a lot of areas, and in the Asian areas, particularly because of television, we have viewerships that we never had before. For example, our World Women's Curling event there last year had 57 million viewers, and a lot of those were in China.
The Le Grier European Curling Championships in Aberdeen, northeast Scotland, is the last opportunity for international curling teams to brush up on their technique before the Vancouver Winter Olympics in February 2010. This event, the first of its kind for 17 years in Scotland, has also helped put a mothballed rink back into commission following a significant investment.
Aberdeen City Council could not have been more supportive. They, to their great credit, have fulfilled their promise to deliver, and deliver big time they have, inasmuch as they invested £1 million in a new plant, a new ice plant here, and another 300,000 to refurbish some of the facilities.
This event is one of the most important on the curling calendar, with 51 teams from 30 countries participating. 6 of the women's teams competing here and 7 of the men's will be headed to Vancouver and the 2010 Winter Olympics in February. And that's where the real competition will be. Current world champion David Murdoch, skip or captain of the Scottish men's team and the British men's Olympic team, has got his eyes fixed firmly on the Canadian competition.
They've got such a huge, huge resources and a huge amount of curlers. They've a great pool of great teams, and whoever comes from their country will be home favourite on their home soil with a huge amount of fans, and they'll take a lot of beating.
Curling became an Olympic sport in 1998, and as such takes an undisclosed share of the television revenue earned by the Games. According to the International Olympic Committee, television rights will generate more than $1 billion in revenue from the 2010 Olympics. That source of funding is being shared around at national and club level by the sport's governing body.
It's given us revenues that, were unheard of before. We've been able to develop programs through our Programs and Services department to allow countries from around the world to get involved, to buy ice kings, to buy stone, to get the equipment required to get on the ice and to be able to play.
Fresh funding is finding its way into the game at all levels. Money has meant 19-year-old Eve Muirhead, the skip of the Scottish women's and British Olympic women's teams, has been able to turn curling into a full-time job.
There's 5 of us are full-time this year, so it's great to have that funding there. Sports Scotland Institute of Sport have been fantastic to us during the funding. Their help, their support and their expertise in so many different areas is just priceless.
Some of her European rivals are envious.
I think we need even more in Sweden, because we are not able to play full-time curling. We're still working, and I think in the future you need to be a full-time curler at least during the winter.
But the sport is attracting new sponsors, like first-time contributors Aberdeen Asset Management.
We don't talk about money on individual sponsorships, but this is one of the world's biggest curling events. We're delighted to be associated with it, and if it goes as well as we think it's going to go, we'll probably do more in curling.
Neither will the chief sponsor of the European Championships, Le Grier, be drawn on exactly how much money it is putting into the event. But curling is on target with both the company's style and its markets.
Curling is a sport which, just like making Le Gruyere cheese, needs time, needs patience, needs precision and meticulous attention to detail. There is also a very good match with the markets in Europe and where curling is played, with good television exposure.
Sometimes called chess on ice, thanks to the skill and precision required to play it, this 500-year-old Scottish sport, it seems, is successfully reaching out to new fans worldwide, sliding into position as an unmissable Winter Olympic event.